FRE, CO2 free, and there you can see the engine is electric.
As you can hear, the car is running. Oh, no, you cannot hear. Sorry, refresh it. And as you can see, the car.
The car is running now. Look at that. That's amazing.
That's in second gear, and there's a sort of, you can use it as an automatic car virtually. And
wow.
This is in third gear, and it's still.
Wow, look at that. Taking off. Wow, awesome. Very little noise.
Very exciting to drive.
Very exciting to drive.
Cheap to drive.
Very cheap to, very cheap to drive.
Yes.
Around about 25% of the cost of petrol on a
on an average car. On green, 100% green power, which is
green power. There is no emission into the environment.
Well, very little, yes.
Very little.
Yeah.
Very little.
Or at least considerably less.
So Kurt.
Yes, hello John.
Thanks so much for your time today.
Oh, thank you for coming and making it possible to put it to the wider public.
Great, great. You were just looking at the engine inside the small Holden vehicle.
It's a Holden Barina. And all I have to do to fill up my car is grab this piece of cord, plug it in the very exciting thing there. Go to sleep, and tomorrow morning it's all done.
Wow, that's awesome.
We've got another 100 k's.
Awesome.
At $2.80 on green power. How about that?
So what made you start building the car, Kurt?
Well, the main reason is that I just wanted to get away from fossil fuels.
Okay.
I just couldn't stand it. You know, I'm driving a car and constantly I just have this feeling I shouldn't be sitting in this, you know, fuel guzzling machine, and I couldn't bear it.
Great.
So large environment, yes.
And what would you say your biggest challenge was, or has been, with getting this project to this point? Well,
the biggest challenge definitely is the lack of knowledge out there. There is few people, far a lot of space in between them, that really know what they're talking about. Really, if we're talking in Australia, there might be a handful of people, literally 4 or 5, that I'm aware of currently, and they would all know each other, so there's probably not many more.
Who understand about converting a car to electricity.
That's correct,
right.
Yes. And that know it well. You know, there's people who've done home jobs, and sure, they know bits and pieces like I do, knowing bits and pieces. But if you say, can you make me a car? And I go, sorry, you got the wrong man here.
Okay.
So, yeah, getting the information is very difficult.
So that actually answered my next question, which is, how did you overcome those challenges? And it sounded like you're asking a lot of people. Yes, networking,
research, you know, ringing people all over the world. I mean, I've got, you know, little gadgets from literally all over the world. From the US is the motor, the batteries are from China, the battery management system is from Western Australia. There is small things, I'm trying to think what it was, but I can't remember, from Belgium. Holland is part of the battery management system. So it's a very international car. So my next question was about being part of a team, and I guess yes, that's pretty much what got it together. That's absolutely right. We had a electro engineer who did really all the fine wiring. We had a few just, you know, electric vehicle enthusiasts, and we had a metallurgist who was very handy in calculating all the bolts and the strength and the thickness of the steel that we needed to use. We've had 2 VAS engineers, Vic Roads engineers, help deciding what needs to go in there, how it works, what cannot be done. They're obviously the important people, because they're going to say, well, you know, we're going to sign off on it. If that's not right, you're in trouble and you can't go on the road. Well, not legally. Yes, not legally. So you had a strong team, and that was a key to it, key component. Absolutely, yes. And say 2 or 3 other key components. What would they have been? You mentioned when we were talking before, it was a lot of persistence, research, and quite a lot of money. Yeah, yes. Well, I mean, you know, the issue is I've got a car here that's worth $40,000. Yes. Of goods and labour. One good car for one person for a lifetime, unless of course you're, you know, that's very interesting. Enthusiast that wants to buy the latest and the newest. But you know, the motor goes for a lifetime. The charger does. The controller does. You know, the batteries are the only ones that need changing. Right. If you look after the batteries properly, they last 3,000 cycles times 100 kilometers a cycle is 300,000 kilometers. In that time, at $1.40 for a litre of petrol, will pay itself back. You're saving, you know, thousands of dollars, really easily overcoming the price of the batteries. Okay, so that's very interesting, because one of the arguments at the moment is that the payback time
for electric cars doesn't figure into modern economics and family economics, but what you're saying is if you keep the car, yes, which is another good contribution to the environment, I think then it will pay itself back.
Because I think what people forget is that they're looking at buying a really nice, fancy, new little car that will use a lot less petrol and think, oh, aren't I wonderful? But yet they're buying a new car, and a new car, or the footprint of a whole car, is half as the fuel and the maintenance and the oil and the tyres and whatnot, and the other half is actually producing of the car.
Right.
So by the time you buy a car, you've done half the damage.
Yes.
So if you're using a second-hand old car that's going to last for a lifetime, you are much better off, environmentally speaking.
Okay. Thanks for all that, Kurt. I know Kurt's about to get on a plane in 2 days and go to Europe, so he was very kind to give us this time. Yeah. We'll sign off now. Kurt can be contacted through the Ideas Working TV channel website when this video is put up there. Are you okay with being contacted?
Absolutely.
Yeah. We'll have his email up there
to show to other people that are interested. I mean, it's here for, causing a ripple effect.
Great.
And getting people educated on it.
Okay,
yes,
great. Thanks so much, Kurt.
My pleasure.
And safe travels.
Nice to talk to you.
Right.
Cheers.